Hi, this is Gretchen from A Field at Home, and this is my contribution to the thrift store Halloween painting challenge put on by the Flippin Bunch. So here's the painting. Um, because I'm not much of a painter, I kind of drew out pictures that I wanted to include, and I decided to kind of sketch them out using carbon paper on the painting before I actually painted it. Um, because I was afraid. So that's the newbie in me. So this is just a sped up version of me, um, filling in the sketches with paint. I used a combination of paints. I used chalk paint. I used gouache paints. I used a little bit of acrylic. I used some unicorn spit and kind of mixed a lot of them all together. Most of the paint I used was gouache. Um, this skeleton happens to be chalk paint. It's white mixed with an orange to kind of give a cream color, and I'll later fill it in, shade it a little bit with some gray gouache paints. Um, and so tiny story. There's a skeleton with a pumpkin and a little pumpkin girl keeping him company. There will be a ship, a haunted house, a kraken, some bats. So the skeleton is holding a jack-o'-lantern that will be lit up. I did speed all of this up because I'm a pretty slow painter, and I'm new at videoing this. So just filling in some bats. The painting came with some seagulls and a little bit of fog in the background, and kind of wanted to do a moon, but this is taking place at either sunset or sunrise. Take your pick. But and it would have been awfully hard to get rid of that sun, so I decided to just assume it was sunset. Um, create a storm, something. This ship is in peril, that's for sure. It's facing a lot of dangers. And that's assuming it doesn't land on that beach with a skeleton. Eek. Then there'll be a lot more skeletons. So, no fair determining whether or not my ship is historically accurate. It's a tall ship. It looks like a tall ship. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of the ropes aren't in exactly the right location. But I think we all get the idea. Here I'm finally going to put the lights into the jack-o'-lantern so it can actually be a lantern. And then while there, using the orange, I'll start painting the little girl. Who has a pumpkin head, but she's looking back and reaching out towards the skeleton. You'll get a better view of that later on. You can see above the top left kind of where I got the idea for her. In that picture. Kind of took the idea for the haunted house there too. Her dress was a little too orange, so I decided to add a little bit of pink to it to make it better. And here I'm just turning the haunted house a bit more gray, so it's not the same color as the mountain, because it's not a ghost house. It's just haunted, but the house itself is solid. And this is where I took the opportunity to add a little bit more texture to the skeleton. And this particular gray is made from a combination of white and black chalk paint. I found the gouache black had a bit of a blue tint. Chimney, and then added water to create the smoke coming from the chimney. Then I needed to look up Kraken, because I couldn't remember what, and I thought I would do red instead of blue, and then I ended up deciding to make it a little darker, and I wanted to do like a monster green, because I was lacking monster green, which is one of, I think, the better Halloween colors. So I did end up putting that in on the Kraken. Not sure I did this the right way. I think if I'd been more confident with my ability to recall where to place the tentacles, I could have more easily painted in like the grayish tone. Here you can see where it's a little bluer than I liked. I went back and fixed it later on, but yeah, so I had to try and paint around the green suctions. So here I'm darkening it up because it was a little too orangey red, and that's where I used the red acrylic paint and orange unicorn spit. Yes, took a while to paint around those tentacle suctions. So here I made a change. Originally I was going to try to do fog coming in off the ocean, but I thought with the shiny spots on the sparkling water from the original painting, I just couldn't quite see how that was going to work. So I decided to put a Kraken head in there, and it is a little bit more coordinated in color than you can tell in this light. I apparently lost a little bit of footage where I not only finished filling in the color but put in the eyes and then defined the features with a darker shade and then put in the spots on its head, which is, according to my research, what Kraken really look like? Having never seen one in person, thank goodness. I don't actually know. And then the lightning. And this is, I did watch How to Do Lightning, but not only was it my first time doing lightning, and I decided I had to get rid of the Big Dipper or the Little Dipper. I'm not sure which one it was that was in the original painting, but I got carried away. And I also did not have the proper brush. And of course, I don't have the original paints, so I had to kind of try and guess to shade the, like, the halo effect kind of around lightning. So I did what I could to kind of make that match, but if I had to do it over again, I would definitely make the lightning much, much, much smaller and have just stuck to my original drawing, which was just a little tiny piece. But it definitely turned it into a Halloween. Not the lightning, but the rest of it. So hopefully you guys will get a kick out of the final picture. And next time I do lightning, I'll definitely make sure I have one of those long, thin brushes whose name I've forgotten. And I'm so sorry that that light is blocking out the corner edge. I didn't realize that was happening. You can see I have all kinds of paints there. Well, for me, that's a lot of paint, but yeah. Whoop, it's all gone. No, it's back. There it is. I hope you like it. Please be sure to check out the playlist below so you can see all of the entries to the challenge.